How would you like to take lavish professional trips to Estonia, Egypt, Latvia, even Vegas? All paid for by your employer. And what if your employer is the cash-strapped Chicago public school system? A new Inspector General report finds that CPS spending on travel ballooned from $300,000 in 2021 to nearly $8 million last year. So what were all these trips for? Joining us now is CPS Inspector General Philip Wagenknecht, who just came out with this report. Inspector General Wagenknecht, thanks for speaking with us. So how is it that over these 4 years, travel spending ballooned from only around $300,000 to $7.7 million?
Well, I think some of the reason for those rising costs was attributed to the additional budget flexibility from the pandemic relief funds that CPS received after the pandemic.
And were all of these trips legal, ethical, justified? Well,
we found the trips very concerning. Many of them were approved, some were not approved. Generally, these trips were for professional development, and we did not wade into the pedagogy on this, but it very well may be that there was beneficial professional development offered on these trips. However, we found that even if there was valuable professional development, CPS needed to be asking the fundamental question, is it worth the cost of the trip? Does CPS need to be spending its dollars, particularly in tight budget times, on travel to these remote locations? And do we really need to travel to get the professional development at other places rather than here in Chicago?
And I think your report found that there were remote options. There were options that were local that folks did not take. So it suggests that perhaps they wanted the free trip. What were some of the, I guess, most egregious examples of overspending on these trips?
Well, one of the categories of trips that we zeroed in on were some professional development trips overseas in places like Finland, Estonia, Egypt, South Africa, all organized by the same travel agency. And schools were booking this travel directly with that travel agency, which was not operating under a contract with CPS, which means that CPS hadn't negotiated specific terms of the method in which that travel would be provided and ensure that it was done economically. Professional development was provided on those trips. We just found that other aspects of those trips included activities that were more akin to tourism than professional development.
And let's read a statement in response to this report from CPS. They say, quote, effective October 29th, CPS is restricting nearly all employee travel. It's formed a travel review committee effective November 2025. Travel controls, transparency, and auditability will improve with the implementation of the new enterprise resource planning financial system that is currently underway. Do you look at this as an effective response?
Yes. I mean, I think clearly CPS took our reports very seriously, and their impression of our findings were that this is very serious, which it is. There's significant waste here and huge opportunities for savings for CPS at a time when CPS desperately needs to be saving money. So I think the freeze was a great first step. They've put a travel review committee together to closely examine all of our recommendations and determine exactly how to implement them. I'm hopeful that they will implement all of our recommendations. We'll continue to speak with them about that on some of the finer details. But I think some of that will be unfolding over the coming months.
And just clarify, who are taking these professional development trips? Is it teachers, principals, administrators?
All of the above. They weren't all at schools. Some of the trips were at central office, were attended by people from central office departments. Many of them were schools, teachers in schools, principals, and other administrators, like you say.
All right, CPS OIG, Philip Wagenknecht, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And that's it for us tonight. As always, keep up with all the news you need to know at fox32chicago.com, the Fox Local app. We are back tomorrow night for more Chicago Report. Good night.